to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we explored another system where we found it was like one of the Corda Rogue Traders hive planet, I think it was, for Promethium and all that. And then we were going to a different system, and on the way there we got attacked in our bathroom by like blood coming out of the pipes, and we think it's heretic stuff, and we went along and investigated, and it turned out this guy right here, Gweden, was part of it. But I feel like he's a scapegoat because he's confessing too soon and to everything like so blatantly. I feel like it's just to get rid of him. He's like taking the fall for it. Enough with these theatrics, Gweden. You are no cultist. Why are you so intent on vilifying yourself? Forgive me, your lordship. I'm not Gweden, and I'm not a heretic. Yart's my name. I'm a laundryman. Please have mercy. They took my family. That enforcer said she'd throw them out of airlock if I don't confess. She made me draw these unholy marks on meself. Your enforcers have a knack for persuasion, Mistress Sourback, but this is ridiculous. What enforcer? Name. Give her a name. That matches with the pipes. Genevri. Or Genevri. That's how you say it. Her name was Genevri. Genevri? We will deal with her later. I will handle the search for Gweden myself. Lord Captain, would you help us execute this daemon worshipper? Spare the man. Wash off the heretical symbols and let him rejoin his family. It will be done. Yeah, he's just trying to save his family. Lord Captain, the evidence you have collected is sufficient to apprehend the culprit. I will report to you in the mess hall, and we shall bring this investigation to a close.
None shall stand in my way.
So what now? I gotta just leave? That concludes in the mess hall. Alright.
Operation successful.
Okay, so we got a pattern. Okay, this turns on those. So it's the puzzle where you click it and the ones next to it shut off. So I think I should turn you on, because then we gotta deal with these, but you can do that and turn all three on. And there's just one left. Okay, so to deal with this one, this.
A new challenge for me?
This. That. There. Let me try to turn them all off if I can. Just because I'm trying to get this one out of here. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3 turned on. You gotta turn the other 5 on. So if I turn these off, none are on currently.
Follow my lead.
This one's on. And then this to turn these on. And we still got 2 left. This is actually a hard puzzle. Okay. Especially since we gotta keep going around to see everything. There. Turn those 3 on. Problem is here though. So
It's about time.
2, 3, yeah. Am I missing a part of the puzzle? Because it seems... Doing that would turn these 2 off. And we have these 3 to turn on. One second. Sorry if this is taking forever.
Victory awaits.
I think I almost have it. Come on, turn this one on. I'll activate those. Nah, I didn't have it. Never mind. I thought I had 3 left. Wait, I do, yeah. Boom. I was like, I thought I had 3 left. The holy mechanism has sent forth a revelation. The transmitted coordinates resolve to a location on one of the worlds in the Pelium Solatus system. Our military sphere has pinpoint locations, but something might be there. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. I don't think it helps with this investigation, but it might.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Okay. Let me check back on this girl then. Where'd Vi go? Because she was obviously trying to get to that thing to break it so it wouldn't have anything to lead back, if possible. That or she was just trying to look like she was helping, so she had that double imposter thing going on. You're like, oh, I'm a good guy.
I'll lay claim
no, I'm
to the
not.
stars.
I'm just playing a good guy. There you go. It was like, who do I talk to in here? The real pipe warden Gweden has been found and is being escorted here as we speak. Are there any remaining questions you wish to address before we hear from Gweden himself? Someone attempted to mislead our investigation. We cannot let this go without consequences. Undoubtedly, let us go over the facts we have on the sabotage and compile them. The body of the deceased was mutilated after death. It is likely the nature of the injuries would have been proven very useful in the investigation, and the perpetrator concealed them for that very reason. Someone sabotaged the work log cogitator so it would be harder to find the victim's partner, who might have information valuable to the investigation. Instead of the murdered man's partner, we were given a fool, one who thoroughly incriminated himself first before admitting that Captain Ginevri had put him up to it. Who was guarding the body? It was Ginevri. I relieved her when I came to inspect the corpse, which by then had already been cut up. The corpse was already looking like that when it came under my purview, but I could not get the name of that officer who discovered it. The deck was such a mess that I decided I would deal with it later. A bloody synth coat was discovered not far from the corpse. I would ask the enforcers in this room to present their coats. I do not wear it. An enforcer must be able to withstand the cold, and the serfs treat synth coats as a sign of weakness. Who had access to the work log cogitator? The tech priest did not let anyone near the cogitator. They even tried to prevent the enforcer's investigation. Ginevri, were you there the entire time? Yes, ma'am, since the start of the watch. I went there right after I handed the body over to Klein. The only time I stepped away was to retrieve the data slate from my quarters. I left a watchman, but he went missing. Most likely one of the officers did not realize he was on duty and sent him off on some errand. But I was only gone for a few minutes. Very convenient. A missing sentry, a data slate misplaced against regulations. I don't understand. How could I have forgotten it? Or how I could have forgotten it. I always check my gear and when I go on duty. Suspect Yart claims that you coerced him into lying about himself, Ginevri. What do you have to say for yourself? I may have conducted his preliminary interrogation like so many others. Virago requested my assistance because of my experience in dealing with the rabble, but I swear that there is no truth to the accusations against me. The transcript says you conducted Yart's interrogation alone. Why is that? Because I can handle a single laundryman. So it's either Virago or Ginevri. Ginevri has the witness saying it was her. She was trying to get to the cogitator to probably mess it up. I don't think did she say she has her coat on, or is that what she's wearing right now? Oh. Conveniently, a slate went missing. You have a suspect saying, or a witness saying it was you. You were in the interrogation room alone with him. And I don't remember you bringing up your sin coat. Ginevri, all the evidence points to you. You are charged with sabotage and consequently sentenced to death. Klein watches her with a gloomy expression. As she passes him, you notice her whisper something in his ear. What are you whispering? That take care of the traitor. Now let us proceed with interrogating the pipe warden. Why are you talking to Klein? Senior pipe warden Gwendon honored to serve, Lord Captain. I am ready to confess to everything. You are the real Pipe Warden Gwedin, are you not? I am, and I'm proud of it, Lord Captain. A Pipe Warden's craft is hard work, but necessary. My number is SP26855. My work partner was the late Orto, number SP246-01. I oversee the water supply systems on the upper deck, sectors A3, K8, and R2. This includes valve 27B. There can be no mistake. I have verified his identity myself. It has also been confirmed by the other workers. Why did you kill your mutant brother? I didn't kill him, and I didn't even know he was a mutant. Orto and I always got along, even if he wasn't much for talking. But then, a servant of death came from the darkness, ended him quickly but harshly. She bled him dry and put a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump blood into the pipes, and then she left. I wanted to confess, but I was afraid she'd come for me too if I did. Why did you fill my bath with blood? I did as the servant of death commanded. She said that the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign. Your lordship should be bathed in the blood of poor Orto, my partner, and I was too scared, so I obeyed. So we got a spinner. The first spinner? Are you talking about the vizier of the blood-spun web? Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultists, the lot who worship the Emperor by killing. His spinners hunt down heretics, but sometimes they take the righteous lives too. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody. If the vizier ordered it, there must have been some reason. The Undying One must have revealed something to him that we are ignorant of. Whom do you mean by this servant of death? A holy slayer in black and crimson and bone. Feared by all, they are quiet and merciless as death itself. They come from the shadows to kill because the Emperor commands them so. You have already met the servants of the Bloodspun Web, Lord Captain. Their grim procession is not one the upper decks will soon forget. Summon the Vizier. I want an explanation. Your Lordship, if I may ask, what happens to me now? I never meant to anger you. I thought I was doing as the Emperor willed it. But here we are. I'm a simple man. I know pipes, and I know them a lot better than all this people business. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I can still smell rust and metals, though not so much in people's thoughts. You were deceived into becoming an accomplice. I will not punish you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I'll serve you faithfully and I'll never forget your mercy. I mean, the worst he did is maybe give me AIDS or something like that, you know? Like, if that blood somehow got into my body through my pores and stuff, it could give me an illness, but like, he didn't try to shoot me or anything. Daman willed to see me, and so I have come. I have summoned you to discuss the actions of your apprentices. Let their deeds be weighed. Investigation has established that the Bloodspun Web orchestrated an attack on his lordship by means of pouring unholy blood into his bath. This affront. Daman knows the truth. So it was done, for so I did well. It was no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands too divine. Unsullied martyrs offered their souls and bodies into his imperishable embrace. I gazed into the red rivers of their smoldering lives, and I did see a roiling, unclean staining the bays. reaching for the anointed Lord of the Ark. In my apprentice's last sighs, I heard the Undying One's whisper. He bid me bathe the Daemon in the blood of he who must go, and they who have been righteous, for this will shield the Daemon and strengthen his body against the roiling unclean. I obeyed. Do you claim that you did it because the God Emperor willed you so? I speak, move, and draw breath because he wills so. I defy not the Undying One, neither in death that gifts and takes, nor in my living existence. Cabela, did you know about this? When I saw the wounds made by the hand of a fellow believer, I guessed, but the vizier chose not to warn you, and so it was not my place to do so either. If there had been a plot against you and a knife aimed at you, I would have given you some sign, but the vizier means you no harm. He is your servant. Where your other subjects' threads are clear and straight, his lie in the shadows of hints and secrets. Trust them as I do. Could your visions be false? I held the cards of his tarot, washed in the blood of the righteous. They made no mistakes, and neither does he sense false visions. Only mortals err, they who read the signs, they who interpret. The man who was killed, who was he? I know not. I heard only the name, and I knew he must go. Yes, we need no more knowledge than that. What do you mean, roiling unclean? He did not reveal, but it is corruption itself. It offends him. It tastes as sweet as fetid waters and old pipes. Its promises are the deception of an enforcer's smile. Its face is elusive. Master-at-Arms, are you convinced that we have found the culprits? The situation is clear. The Emperor has sent us a portent. The protector of mankind guides the hands of his holy servants to guard us and warn us of hidden threats. God Emperor, I thank you for protecting us, even though there are instruments of your protection whose purity and holiness I may never understand. Regardless of how regularly you kneel before an altar, I advise you to take this warning seriously. If I am correct in my suspicions about what is transpiring here, and I pray to the throne that I am not, then you can indeed consider this incident a sign that the Emperor is watching over you and your ship. Why so cryptic? If you have any theories about what is occurring, share them. My theories are classified information of the Inquisition that I cannot divulge without good reason. If evidence comes to light that confirms my fears, I will disclose everything necessary. If, however, my concern is baseless, I would not wish to share knowledge dangerous to you without cause. Could it be a coincidence that the victim of the ritual was a genetic aberration? Crap. Oh, if this is true, I do, I guess, you know, respect and thank them that they are saving me from corruption, even though I'm pretty sure I could do it myself. But, killing a random dude that didn't deserve it, I don't know. Cult's fun web will face no persecution. I'll tell him. We are seeds in your hands, giver of life. Whether you keep us or scatter us, we will remain grateful. Be that as it may, we have hit a dead end. We hope that exposing the culprits would lead us to the aberration's lair. I don't know if I trust them. The investigation must continue. The no spinner or brave warrior from the Damon's circle can find the roots of the unclean, for it can appear as human and act as human. Only its thoughts betray its vile nature. Only its thoughts are never human. Weiss. It is unclean thoughts we need to find. Very well, let Weiss find them. He knows how to, no matter how badly he wishes that the rest of us forget about it. Jenny Zachary is a fearsome hunter. When he hunts the flagship whales, when he thinks my teeth creep, and I can feel pain as if I'm young again. But his power is great indeed. He can hunt down our prey. How can the choir master of the Astropath be of use to us? The esteemed Zachary Weiss can perform the ritual of thought reading. This practice lets him do a cursory examination of the minds of thousands of people in search of certain individuals. A ritual as rare as it is dangerous, and only someone as versed as Master Weiss can accomplish such a feat. Has he done something like that before? Once. Lady Theodora made use of his services to expose spies on board, who apparently had been in the employ of Lord Inquisitor Calcazar. As far as I know, the Inquisition's involvement in the matter was never proven. Spreading dubious rumors is a precarious habit that you would do well to abstain from. Correct me if I am wrong, but it seems not everyone here is eager to leave the matter to Master Weiss. I would say the one least eager will be Weiss himself. Last time his efforts caused some severe warp manifestations. The ritual truly is perilous. Not to put too fine a point on it, Weiss nearly destroyed the ship back then. Incidentally, he had given us multiple warnings that it could happen. Lady Theodora ignored him, and we reaped the results. Oh, why do I get the feeling what will happen next? That I know what will happen next. What, can Idira do the ritual? I hear you, yes. The witch is weak. Death whispers of many names that it will claim if she is allowed. Names whose time to be erased is not now. That is all. Your duty is done. I give you leave to wrap up the investigation. My duty will be done when the threat is eliminated. I'll brief the enforcers while you consult Weiss. Hey. I don't know if I feel comfortable doing it, but if it gets rid of potentially Gene Stealer cult on board, I guess it's worth it. Level ups. I'll do that just for the lore aspect. I don't know if Hive World, if there's any really on here. Could do that. But honestly, I think it's better to take one of these. Interesting. Okay, so looks like we might be doing one of these. So I gotta look at my stats. What do I want? This will give me a 7 to these abilities. If I do characteristic, it's 5. Why is my athletics down? I have -5 for some reason. Anywho. Intelligence. And then I'm thinking... We have good tech use with Pascal. I got Persuasion already, so that'd be a waste. Xenos, we have that with Heinrichs. Lore, I think is also Heinrichs. But maybe not. Imperium, I'm the highest in it, but I think I'm fine keeping it where it is. There's no reason to increase any of the other stuff, so I'm thinking lore on Xenos. I think I'm fine with that. Ballistic skill, fellowship. Yeah. Someone does have the archetype. Resolve is increased by 3 whenever an Imperial World's character is by abilities, which will be mine and hers. I don't know if it's that good though. For humanity's finest. I think that means my thing, which is logic. I'm not sure, honestly. So, do you have Drukhari weapon mastery? Proficiency. I don't know if there's mastery. Flamers? You got Drukhari stuff. That's actually better. So I don't know what else you would want with that. So it might be a skill boost for you, because I don't see anything else that really helps me. So I'm gonna go view characteristics +7. You have warp lore on Xenos, or Xenos lore. What could you work on? Coercion to get it up more? Yeah, just to get it so we can try to get that as close as possible to 100. Which it is now. 100 just base, so if we do have a 0 or minus, it has better chances. Because not every... There you go. Okay, I'll try to do that more. I notice my mic cuts out sometimes, I'll try to catch it. Anywho. This is for Idira, or no, Cassia. probably fellowship or willpower, intelligence? Intelligence. Probably intelligence. Yeah. Because honestly, I have the best, fellowship, and I should. Navigator starts all turns, including extra turns with more movement. The first ally targeted by with a single target ability each turn gains the same amount additional points at the start of their next turn, so it could help move people around. Whenever they gain an extra turn, they gain. Whenever another ally gets an extra turn, they get a stack to willpower. That could be good. That would help her later. Yeah, I think so. I'll do that. Which I do give people a good amount of turns, I feel like, so that could help. Especially with Abelard doing his first ability, I think those counts at extra turns, so that'd be, depending on who's around them, an extra 3 or so. A ballistic. This is for Idira. Perception could be good, because Cassia has the best, followed by Argenta. Yeah, so I'll do that, because I probably won't have more than 1 or 2 psychers each time with me, so. Armor, that could be good. I would take the divination thing, but I don't know how many divination powers I have. I don't think I really have any. I have the forewarning, and I guess the bigger area I have. But does that really help? And should I keep going higher for that? Psyker powers have a range of 2 cells or more have their range increased by +6. Psyker powers. Would that count for the staff? Because then I could lightning and fire further. That seems pretty good. Agility? Yeah. Anytime an ability or talent uses the fellowship bonus, a void-born character can use intelligence bonus if it's higher. Only problem with that is I think there's only 2 void-born. There's her and Cassia. I don't even know if Cassia's void-born. Creature with that. Whenever raining gains a +1 whenever raining blood is inflicted again, or whenever it starts its turn on a blood covered cell. To enemies if both the ally and their target stands on it. Parries or dodges, all allies with that stuff suffer 1 more. She does that a lot. That'd be good for spreading it. And it makes it just so they take more damage, which is worth it. Give you more ballistic to try to even out. So that'd be +5 as time goes on, which means more. Unless they got armor penetration, it's going to be sucky for them to get through. Interesting. We need to do that, I feel like, because I need to keep raising my psi rating unless I can do that another way. So does that mean I get stage 2? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I did that just because it gives me 2, plus I get It's because that's going to make all my powers powerful. And it also will help with, what's it called? New powers. Executioner, you want strength or weapon skill? Strength does weapon damage. This does weapon skill, melee and parry. I think you got enough. We need to start giving you more damage, I feel like. Fires of the Forge. Only one Forge character. Heavy armor. Do you have heavy armor on? Applies 1 stack of exploit. Push, doing some damage, and has armor piercing. Make a dendrite to restore wounds of an ally, so not themselves. Perception. Do you even have good perception? Because maybe 30. That'd get you to 40, which ties with Argenta, which is not worth it. Under the effects of it, his melee do more. Yeah, that should be good, because it spreads a good area. Argenta, ballistic skill, of course. Do more damage and hit more often. In the area, gain +2 damage for single shots and attacks of opportunity. Melee, flame, and melta attacks against demons and psychers deal additional 8% damage and gain 24% armor piercing or penetration. Such attacks against Xenos deal half. Is that for just me or for everyone? Because I don't have any of that on me. I might have to give you that power weapon. Plasma. Meltas. Which you should be using. I don't know why you don't have it yet. Heavy weapons. That is kind of cool. I want that. Flamers. I guess meltas are different than flamers. I'll take that then. Fellowship, you don't do anything with fellowship. So, agility, strength, more damage. Imperial world characters gain that against Xenos and demonic creatures. They gain, however, warp. That's terrible. When an Imperial world character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability, or when an ally with such an ability is resolved for 1. All allies, excluding Xenos, get +5 to that. All allies brace for impact do not suffer negative effects of melee superiority for entire combat. Cover penetration. Attacks of opportunity, meh. Okay, it looks like we're gonna go for melee if you got it. Or should I go for health? Make you even harder to kill. Or parry. I'm gonna do melee. So sweep attacks and stuff if he has more in the future, which I think he has brutal strike right now. It doesn't really count, but still, it'll help. And quickly before I do that, I just was double checking yours because I don't know if I gave you this axe or not. Yeah, I did, it looks like. Was that the only axe? Or is this one too? As a regular axe, that can go to cargo. Almost wondering if I should give you this axe. Can you not use it though? I reject the flesh only. Ow, pooper. I don't think anything can beat this. I need to give you Drukari weapon. I gotta give more people Drukari weaponry because that's just insane. Okay, is that everything? That should be everything. Good, 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 good.
Lord Captain.
Nothing new with you. Anything new with you? Nope. Okay, let's go talk to Weiss, I guess. No, we don't need to talk to you. I don't like how that lady, when we took her away, whispered in the guy's ear. That does have me a little worried. Either she is part of the cult and she just basically was like, okay, you can kill him now, or something else. Bella, I'm switching out with Idira because of that new ability, and I just want to see how powerful I got her.
None shall
Hey,
stand
Weiss,
in
what's
my
up?
way.
Willpower test failed. I know why you're here, your lordship, and with all due respect, I'm asking you to reconsider. I've not said you'd rather not take part in the search for Mutineers. It is my wish to be useful to your lordship, but what you have come to ask will certainly put the ship in peril. A ritual of that kind can, and certainly will, go the worst way possible. Your predecessor came to me with the same orders once. Nothing good came of it. Please believe me when I say a mountain of corpses was the least of the problems we faced that time. So, you say you have performed the ritual before for Theodora? Many years ago, it was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious. Perhaps the Lord Inquisitor's interest in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust her in her own subjects. She was expecting a betrayal, and eventually her paranoia brought her to me. I performed the ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. I remember that day. When we arrived at the chapel, there was blood and human remains everywhere. But that was the least of the terrifying things we saw there. What is the nature of this ritual? It takes the entire choir's power to invade such a prodigious number of minds at once. I weave their voices into a chord and steer it into the murky sea of other people's souls. Together we read tens of thousands of thoughts, emotions, and intents, looking for the thing we are after, the seed of corruption you are interested in. Why are you so worried about the ritual? Lord Captain, do you know the proverb about staring too long into the abyss? What you are asking for is tantamount to plunging the entire choir into that abyss. A ritual like that will require incredible focus from each of its participants. It will take a single careless thought, a single glance in the wrong direction for the way back to be lost. Human minds fusing into one another, vitrified organs inside still living bodies, perverse fantasies manifesting in the flesh. Nothing will stop the horrors of the warp from spreading all over the ship in the blink of an eye. And if I agree it would be impossible, I would need a second powerful telepath as a defender to shield my mind. The last time my best apprentice, Adeline, did that, but she is no longer with us. She was exceptionally talented, rivaling even myself. Now I know of only one psyker in the entire expanse who is her equal, but he is bound to the service of one of House Winterscale's planetary governors, and thus unavailable to us, which it makes your dangerous enterprise an impossibility. How bad was it? Worse than you can imagine, your lordship. It only took a fraction of a second lingering inside another mind for one of the astropaths to lose control of their own. The affliction spread down the chain like fire. No one was spared. The minds of my charges could not withstand the tension. Their consciousness were caught in a vortex of alien thoughts. The fortunate ones died at once. As for the rest, protect the souls of the stricken and take them under your wing, that your faithful servants may find peace. How did you survive? I managed to send out a call for help and did my best to contain the phantoms of my own before Lady Theodora arrived. I was the only survivor out of the entire choir. Her ladyship allowed me to spend a month in a secluded cell upon whose floor and walls I drew the most powerful protective hexagrams I knew. I was crushed, I was broken, and worst of all, I was afraid. Afraid of meeting the same fate as Adeline and my other apprentices. An astropath must never be afraid, your lordship. One who yields to fear dies and dooms those around him. How did you replenish the choir? Lady Theodora bombarded the Adeptus Administratum for months with requests to provide her with a new astropathic choir. In the end, new voices did fill the chapel. They were never told what happened to the previous choir, but they have inklings, and I pray to the God Emperor that they never find out the details of that tragedy. How is a ritual like that even possible? It is akin to heresy. It is not heresy, but it is indeed a dangerous tool that will only yield to a mighty hand. That time, things were going all too well. The choir was many-voiced like never before. Adeline and my other talented apprentices sounded louder than the rest of the astropaths in all of the expanse. We were strong and confident enough to take a bold gamble, and we lost. The important thing I am interested to know is, was the ritual successful that time? Did you find what you were looking for? I did find it, but the price, yes, Lady Theodora got the name she wanted, but was it worth it? The tragedy has remained a secret hidden within the chapel, but we were a hair's breadth away from it becoming an epitaph inscribed on the ship's remains. It is fair to say my predecessor was being herself there. Please, Lord Captain, learn from my mistakes. Learn from her mistakes instead of committing your own. That is a harsh truth. It must not be done. We can find a psyker who will help you perform the ritual. And who is it? How about Idira? Absolutely not. She is a witch, an abomination. She will only make the situation worse. The beasts of the warp will sense her heresy-prone soul and descend upon us in droves. Will you look at that? The great choir master's scared of my little whispers. Stop shaking, will you, old man? I'm going to protect you and your bulgy-eyed pals from what's behind the door. You'll thank me yet. Heinrichs is a psyker. He could help. Master Van Kalox is a brilliant biomancer, your lordship. As far as I know, he is not particularly adept at telepathy or psyker's protective rituals, is he? He is right. I know some of the fundamentals, but this isn't my primary field. You mentioned knowing a powerful psyker employed by the Winter Scales. Who is he? Master Harriman is a seasoned telepath, but his lord would never part with such an incredibly valuable specialist. A sizable amount of money will be necessary to organize Harriman's escape. We'll find a more honorable way. That means we will have to cancel the ritual. I'll get that guy, fine. I'll hire professionals to set up his escape. Send a message to whoever ought to know. As you please. Master Harriman will welcome the news of his forthcoming release. His present lord is quite unpleasant. I will report back once Master Harriman has been brought on board.
It's about time.
Okay. Now we gotta wait. We just gotta wait. And we got this stuff. Touched by Holiness was done. Now we can do indulgences for sale. That's the only one, right? Yeah. I need to get more. Okay, this is what I need to keep my stuff for. Okay. Indulgences for sale. 1 profit factor and fellowship with the void entity. Selling the forgiveness of the ecclesiarchy can be a significant source of revenue. Okay. So I got 3 competency, which I think means increases the speed of projects in the colony, increasing and decreasing them by 10% for each point of complacency, respectively. So it should be good. And that one's still going.
Follow my lead!
Alright, well, we'll leave it here. Next time we'll go back to the bridge. We'll go back on the map and try to go to the system we were supposed to go in before this whole spectacle happens. So, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace.